It's Tuesday, July 4th, 2023, and I've got 3 free best bets for you. Let's go. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day, just trying to help you make some money as we try to get to the bag together. Happy 4th of July. I hope you guys are having a great holiday weekend. Enjoy some time with some friends, some family. We have a full slate of sports today. Super excited. We've got Wimbledon going on this morning. We've got early baseball games. We've got late baseball games. We've got the hot dog eating contest. Shout out to Joey Chestnut who's going to get that thing done, right? So there's a lot of time for you to be able to bet, but also make sure it's not taking away time that you're going to be spending with friends and family, and most importantly, affecting your mood throughout the day. As always, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so this way you guys can stay up to date on our latest picks and plays. And yesterday, I told you guys we're going to start getting hot in July. I just know it. I started that builder challenge. We started off with $500. Yesterday, we swept the board here on the channel. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 3-0. We cashed in on the Orioles first 5 money line. We had to sweat out the Angels and Padres first 500 after Bogarts hit that 3-run home run in the first inning, but it still went under. Padres scored 4 runs, so we still got by there. And then we hit the 2-leg hitter parlay with Logan Thomas and Nolan Arenado there. Logan Thomas, that's 3 hitter props in a row that we've hit on. And listen, we're gonna run it back today, so we're just trying to keep that momentum going as we celebrate our independence. Look at our year-to-date record right here. I also added our July record as well, so this way you guys can keep track on how we've been doing on the channel. And I can't wait to see some of the plays that you all are taking, so make sure you're shooting me a comment, shooting me a message in the Telegram group. Link is in the bio, so this way you guys have the ability to connect and I can learn from you, take some of your picks and plays, and you can do the same thing with mine. So let's dive into our first best bet. For my first best bet of the day, what I will say is all the games I'll be covering on today's show will be happening after the 4 p.m. Eastern time slot. There are a lot of games that happen early at 12, 11, 1 o'clock. I don't cover many of the early games just because of when I drop these videos. So if you want those early game picks, make sure you click on the link in the bio so you can join the Telegram group where I'm putting out all those early plays. My first game that I like this afternoon, I'm taking the over 9 in the Mets and D-backs matchup, and the best odds I've seen is about -118 on FanDuel. And I'm not a fan of either of these pitchers, as we have Zach Davies on the mound and he's facing Cody Senga for the Mets. Now, Zach Davies on the year, he's 1-4 with a 6.54 ERA, and he had a very strong outing in his last matchup against the Rays at home. Nobody expected him to go 7 innings, give up 2 hits and no runs in that matchup. Now, the Diamondbacks still lost that game 3-2, so that's tough to see, but it's good to see that Davies had a good form for a good matchup, because truthfully, before that game, he was absolutely dismal. 3 starts before that, he gave up 6 runs in each of those starts, and he didn't go over 4 innings in any of those games. You hate to see that. It's also a big point of concern for me that he's not a strikeout guy. You guys know I like to back pitchers who strike out batters because that's what gets them out of jams. If you watch that Angels-Padres game yesterday, that's what saved us so many times, because in the first 5 innings, the Angels stranded 11 runners in scoring position. You know how Blake Snell got out of that without giving up any runs? Because of his strikeout ball. Well, Davies is not striking out a lot of batters. He struggled with his control, especially at home. He's got a 7.33 ERA at home in 27 innings of work, so I hate to see that, and that's really tough for me to back. And I think that the Mets should be able to score a few runs off of him today. And when I look at the other side of the mound, I have a very similar story. Cody Senga's been finding his form of late. He's 6-5 on the year with a 3.53 ERA, and he's gone back-to-back starts where he's only given up 2 runs, and that was to the Brewers and to the Phillies in that matchup. You know the Phillies have been red hot over the last month or so, but on the road, when you look into his numbers a little bit more, he's struggled. He does pretty well at Citi Field where the Mets play, but when he starts getting on the road, that's where things start getting a little bit out of control. He has a 4.58 ERA on the road, and Arizona is a top 5 team in runs per game. And because of that, I just think that Cody's going to give up a few runs. We've seen him vulnerable in the past and have some matchups where he's given up 4 or 5 runs. The Arizona offense is percolating. You know they hit a lot of different balls, a lot of different ways. They steal a ton of bases, so I think they're good for 4 or 5 runs themselves today, maybe 6. And then the Mets have began their bats to heat up also heading into the All-Star break. They're top 15 in runs per game over the last 3 games. So because of that, both of these pitchers here, I don't trust. Yeah, they're coming off of strong starts, but overall, if you look at their numbers, they're not really strong pitchers, and they're facing 2 offenses that can turn up at any time today. So give me the over 9 in that Mets and D-backs matchup as my first best bet. For my second best bet of the day, I'm headed with a 3-leg player prop parlay, and I'm doing the hitter parlay. So I'm going Kyle Tucker to get a hit, Bo Bichette to get a hit, and Lewis Roberts Jr. to get a hit. If you parlay all three of those, you get to plus 128 odds on FanDuel. Now, you could do a two-team steam. The only reason why I didn't do two-team is because you get to like minus 125, minus 130, and I'm not a big fan of that. You guys know when I'm parlaying, I'm trying to get to plus 100 odds, or at least as close as I can be, so this way we can double our money. But I really like all three of these hitters today because they've been in excellent form. First, we've got Kyler Tucker for the Astros. He's been in great form. He went 4 for 4 yesterday, and the Astros are also facing Kyle Freeland. He had back-to-back starts last month where he gave up 9 hits apiece. Tucker has had some success against Freeland in the past. He's 1 for 3 in 3 plate appearances against Freeland, but Tucker's been hitting left-handed pitchers really well this year. I love to see that. He's batting over 350 against left-handed pitchers in 2023, and he's also on a 10-game hit streak. So I love to see that, and I think that today's another favorable matchup for Tucker, which should be another high-scoring matchup. So give me Kyler Tucker to get 1 hit as the first leg of the parlay. In the second leg of the parlay, this is a same-game parlay, so we've got Bo Bichette to get a hit, and then we've also got Lewis Roberts to get a hit, and this is that Jays and White Sox matchup. So we've got Giolito on the mound for the White Sox, and we've got Chris Bassett on the mound for the Blue Jays, and both of these pitchers are hard to back because they're just very inconsistent, especially when you look at their home and road splits. Now, Chris Bassett on the road has a 5.89 ERA and an opponent batting average of 294, and the crazy stat that I saw this morning is he has more than double the hits on the road despite pitching 5 less innings on the road. That's pretty crazy that he gives up more than double the amounts of hits on the road despite the fact that he's pitched significantly less on the road. So that kind of shows you his struggles on the road for Chris Bassett. And then Lewis Roberts for the White Sox, he's been hitting pitchers really well. He's got 1 hit in at least 19 of the last 25 games. He scored a run in 4 of his last 5 games, and he has 3 home runs in his last 2 home games. And we've seen Chris Bassett give up the home run ball as well, so maybe you want to sprinkle a little bit on a home run parlay there. But I think Lewis Roberts, with the form that he's in, the first-time All-Star, should be able to get a hit today off of Chris Bassett. And then Bo Bichette, we know it's Bo Bichette, the American League and the league leader in hits per game. He's batting the American League leader and the league leader in hits per game. He gets hits all the time. He has had 1 hit in 22 of his last 24 games. He's batting 342 on the road this year. And then when you look at it even deeper, he's had some success against Giolito in the past. He's batting 375 with 1 home run and 9 plate appearances against Giolito so far in his career. So because of all that, I love the fact that all 3 of these hitters have been hot. That if you parlay all 3 of them together, you get to plus 128 odds. Really good value on that one. Again, you could do a 2-team steam, but I like all 3 of them so we can get plus 100 value, double our money, and continue to grow our bankroll. Well, guys, that's it for me today. I know, right? I only got 2 picks. I normally have 3, but because of all the early games, I can't lie to you, I don't like a ton of the games in the afternoon slate. So because of that, you got to join the Telegram group so you can get the early picks that I'm dropping. I told you this month, I'm not forcing anything. I want to take what the books are giving me. I want to be able to get into a hot streak after a tough June. So this is one of my ways of doing that by not forcing it. So I got some early plays that I like, but you got to join the Telegram to get that. But then also, if you want some of the later night plays, because I'll do some more research a little bit later, then you might be able to grab those as well. I'm thinking the Dodgers on the run line look pretty good. Even the White Sox on the money line looks pretty good. So there's a few other matchups today that I think that we should be able to exploit. We've got that Joe Musgrove-Ohtani matchup in the Padres-Angels game. So a lot of good games on the slate today on this 4th of July. So make sure you guys are staying posted on all the picks that I'm dropping. But I think these are 2 plays that I really like today. So I think we should be able to run up the bag, make some money, enjoy some friends and family today, eat some great food, and don't go too crazy over betting because we've got a long season, we've got a long month, and we're just getting started, baby. All right, let's get to it. I'll see you all tomorrow. As always, dictate your fate. Let's make some bread. I'll see y'all later.